Guys, we are back with Tanika. We have got some movie reviews, and before we get into this next gem, we're going to remind you that you can check out the Screen Team all over the place. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Tanika's a Twitter. She likes to tweet all the time, and you still tweet, don't you?
Yeah.
Really? Did I just make that up?
No, I still do.
Okay, cool. You can also check out the Screen Team. We are on ScreenTeamPB.com. You can check out Tanika's bio. You can also check out all of our movies that have been inducted into the Screen Team Hall of Fame. Some good ones, some you might be a little questionable about. So give them a look by going to our website, ScreenTeamPB.com. So are you a fan of Wes Anderson? If you are in the Tanika camp. If you don't like Wes Anderson, you're in the Chris camp. That's not true, man.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's not true. I respect Wes Anderson.
I'm in the Bill Murray camp. That's why I like it.
He's got his own style. He's got his own genre, basically.
He does.
When you see a Wes Anderson film, you know what you're getting into.
Right. It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino. I mean, you know exactly what you're going to get. You know, they're going to have weird shots and everything like he does.
Oh, yeah. And weird dialogue,
like,
too,
like
man.
This. It's exactly what he does with the camera. It's like, So.
This film, directed by Wes Anderson, is called Life Aquatic.
With Steve Zissou.
Do I have to say that, too?
No, I got it.
All right, thank you.
I got you covered.
You say that part, I'll just say Life Aquatic. This is kind of a...
it was his tribute,
yes, to
Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah, so everything was symbolism to Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the ship they were on.
Tanika, why'd you pick this movie? Why?
Because you either love it or hate it. See, one of my brothers... my brother, he just absolutely loves it. He thinks it's just hilarious. But see, he was a Jacques Cousteau fan, so he knew what the red hat meant. He knew what Calypso meant, and he knew what all of these symbolisms that they did, and I don't know, just the whole pirate things, and I don't know. It's almost like taking like a kid's story and then trying to make it a reality. And it's so far-fetched and so out there and just so goofy that a lot of times you just kind of... I catch myself just staring at it going, oh, what's going to happen, And sometimes nothing happens and they go to a new scene. You're like, okay, what happened to that, But it was okay. I mean, I liked the movie.
She likes the movie. I dislike the movie. Wes Anderson, he's hit or miss with me. There's a few.
And there's a dry humor in there.
There's a lot of dry humor in his films. There's a few I like. I loved Moonrise Kingdom. Yes. I also liked The Grand Budapest Hotel. Everything else, though, he's quirky.
Coming out with Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, he can keep it there. He can see. I've never seen The Fantastic Mr. Fox. I've heard it's outstanding.
I haven't seen that either.
I just don't. I'm not a fan of that style of animation. It doesn't attract me. So I haven't given Mr. Fox or Isle of Dogs a chance. But both of those have gotten really great reviews. And if you're a fan of Wes Anderson, you might want to check those films out. If you're not a fan, you might want to stay away. But Life Aquatic, what are some of you got notes here? What kind of notes you got on this movie?
A lot of improv and slapstick.
Okay.
And this was written for Bill Murray. So you know that nobody else can do and act like Bill Murray. I mean, it's just, and I just like his humor. I like his acting. His just when he goes off the wall and he just does something like improv or whatever, I really like it. And that's what a lot of this reminds me of. Just the crazy things that come out of his brain. And now you've got Wes Anderson's brain, and you've got and you've got all these weird sets, and Owen Wilson. I mean, my goodness, when you get them together, and Angelica Houston, it's hilarious.
Willem Dafoe was also in this film, so the cast is pretty top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch cast.
And anything that they can make fun of in the aquatic life, and like some of the movies that you think of, was it 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Sure.
That movie, you go back and you look at that. Well, they make a funny reference to that, and they really kind of not really cut them down, but they kind of make a reference that's funny about them.
Yeah.
So,
is this movie a multiple watch for you? Would you enjoy watching this many times?
It twice, and then part of it I skipped part of it to watch it for this.
Okay.
So
you just took the cliff notes for the review.
For the review. But it has like my favorite scenes in it that I think are funny. That's what I skipped to and saw those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have done the same thing.
But could you imagine Bill Murray having a son, Owen Wilson? I mean, so this is what I just laugh about that because Owen Wilson is just hilarious in his own right.
And Wes Anderson and Bill Murray have worked together quite a few times. They were in the movie Rushmore. They did that together. And I can't remember if he was in Moonrise Kingdom or not. I don't. But they've worked together quite a few times. I've got nothing positive to say about this film. So you got anything else?
You're not doing the quote by Roger Ebert?
Oh, yeah. What does Roger Ebert say?
He says he can't recommend it, but he would not for a second discourage you from seeing it.
Can you, just say that quote one more time for me from Roger Ebert.
Okay.
Say it again one more time.
I can't recommend it, but I would not for a second discourage you from seeing it.
What does that mean?
His whole review, he's like, I really can't make sense of this. He says it has a funny flair, wacky to the most sense. It's like nobody said no. Yeah. They just like, oh, I have this idea. Okay, let's run with it.
Right.
Nobody said, would that work or not? They just did it. That's the way this movie is kind of done.
All right.
But
stars Bill Murray, directed by Wes Anderson. The movie is called The Life Aquatic with
Steve Zissou.
There you go. Check it out, man. Coming up next, we're going to review the Paul Newman film Cool Hand Luke. It's coming your way next on the Screen Team.